Hello all, this is Rajesh Balraj. Welcome to my YouTube channel Defreeze Coding. Let's pause this video, take a minute and review this business case. Let's begin. The last two videos, uh, what we did is we were able to create the project structure, the skeleton, and then we were able to uh, create a HTTP client via dependency injection, and then via the HTTP client we were able to call the web API, get the weather data from the web API, and then display it on the screen. We completed those pieces in the last two videos. In this video, right, we're gonna uh, get the uh, get the data, store it in a model, and then we're gonna use the file stream and the StreamWriter to write the data into a CSV file. Yeah, let's get started. Uh, okay, this is where we left last in the last video. One thing changed is right here, the location I was using the keyword New York, that got changed. We got they update the tomorrow.io updated the API looks like, and then I was supposed to use the location. Let's go ahead and use this new URL. So copy this one, pretty much same. Okay, I have a console that right. Okay, yeah, you can run it. Do a F5. Yeah, I don't want a breakpoint. Let me continue. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. Uh, let's do a restart. Okay, let's do a restart. Yeah, got the values here. So yeah, looks good. Yeah, there it is. Okay, got the values here. Let's move on. Um, the next piece is right, the model piece. So let's go here. I have the model project. I don't have any model, so I'm going to rename this to a different class name. Let's call it as a source weather data. So let me open it up. Okay, I have this one. Let's change rename symbol. We call it as source weather data model. Okay, let me rename this file too. Okay, we got the model. Uh, let's say what is a model and why we need a model. A model is a representation of a domain using the properties. Uh, a domain could be a table or a web API input request or a web API and the response. All these can be represented as a model. Here, right, you can see, okay, this tutorial gives you a brief overview of what is a model. You can go through this. So it says, right, so in the short term, it says classes representation of domain specific data. Pretty much that's it. So it will have, so the model will have a class name, and then the fields are in the format of properties. It's like a student ID is a property, and then with the getter, etc. That's how the model will look like. Uh, in this case, right, we have these fields, right? For example, it's time. This is the time. That's okay. We're gonna worry about the values, right? Cloud base, temperature. See, temperature is the one that we are mainly focused on. These are the fields, right, that we need to store it on a model. So we could either directly we can directly type it like this. I'm just giving you an example like this one, and then put getter and setter for all the fields to create the complete structure of a class. That's one way of doing it. Yeah, let's fix this one. What's the issue here? Oh, class source by the data. Okay, okay. It created a duplicate. Let's go ahead and delete this one. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Either we can manually type it. There is a quick way of doing it. So I'm going to teach you that. Let's go ahead and go to the Postman. So we are worried about the hourly. Uh, there are multiple values here. So I'm going to focus only on one value. So let's grab this one, this structure, and there is a lot of online website that can be used to convert JSON to a class. So I use this one of the website. I put it on the I will put it on the description. You can take a look at that. But only thing is, right, so uh, we need to format it correctly. So I have this one, this for this, and then I don't need this one. So instead I need this one. So there is an open bracket and then braces, values, one. Okay, I need one more, and then a closing bracket. The syntax looks good. So if I click convert, it's going to create a class representation of this JSON payload. Yeah, there it is. So this is what we need. So we can actually directly go ahead and copy it. In this case, right, we spoke, right, there is it always, everything starts with a root. I don't need a root. So I will need only the couple of things. Hourly. Let's start with hourly. So I will go ahead. I don't need this class. I'll delete it. So I need this hourly class, and then the next piece is the value. So as I explained, right? So the values are nothing but just the field mappings. So you can see, right, the cloud base is represented as a field here, property here, with the type and the getter and setter. Uh, so here, right, it actually the the website actually based on the limited input, right? It actually created a return type uh, here, right, double int. In order to avoid the typecasting, right, I'm gonna use the string as a return type for all the fields, because, right, otherwise, right, we may end up in typecasting issue. We have to manually typecast all the data, so we don't want to do it. So I already created a class version, created a version with the string type. I'm gonna copy paste it in the interest of time. So it's the same thing, but just the yeah, all the return type of the field will be string. Okay, so this one, so I'm gonna rename. Okay, so this should be okay. So date and time, and then this value is the type, this value is the type. Okay, okay, looks good. We got the model. The next one is, right, we need to use this model in the service. So we need to use the add reference. So let's go to the terminal. Let's do a clear. I have to go to the services, ed weather data dot services. Hopefully, yeah, there it is. I have to do a add reference. Okay. Let's go here to quickly verify it. If I go to project, well, I have, yeah, you can see this WeatherData.Models. This is the project reference that I have added using this. Why do we need this? Because we are going to use the model to store the data. So here, right, we have the key value pair, the key and the value of object are stored here. So let's go here, do a using, include that project. So where the data are, I need the models. So models is done. The next one is, right, I need a list of object of the type. So as a best practice, right, always I usually put all the uh, initialization or the object creation in the beginning of each method. So do a list of hourly. Okay, this is the type that we want. So it could be hourly time list equal new list. Okay, all the values, all the values on this list. So when I put this one equal, so we have the values in the form of an object. I do, and then I have, it's a generic object, but I have to do a conversion to the specific this class type. So same thing, we can use the JSON concept deserialization object that usually deserialize any string into a specific object. We're going to do a typecast. So this is going to be a type of list of hourly. So, and then this is, we're going to pass the value as a string, value dot to string. Okay, so yeah, this should, all the values should be converted into a list and then will be stored here. We can test it out. Before that, right, the next piece is, right, we have to create a CSV file. That's our requirement, right? So I have to create, we usually go with the pattern of interface in the class. So I would create another interface. So let's go add new file. Okay, interface. The interface name will be CSV file generator. Okay, I have the interface ready. Uh, I have to create a class for this. So same thing, right click that, add new file, select class. Okay. In this, right, I will add a method public void generate CSV weather data file. That's the method I'm going to add. And then this is going to take the input parameter as this type, hourly time series list. So yeah, I could copy this list of hourly type. So yeah, let's go do a using to include that project model so that the models are visible here. So here it is. Okay, looks good. I think let's go to ICSV here. I think declare that or include the signature in the interface. The next piece is, right, we have to inherit the interface. ICSV file generator. Does not implement. Okay, I'm missing something. Shouldn't be a case. Yeah, let's Go here, public interface, SSB, okay. Maybe a spell check. Oh, okay, here it is. It is missing this. It's not able to find the model. That was the issue. So let's see with the data.models. Okay, looks good. Here it is. Yep, looks good. That's good. Uh, yeah, we can actually test it out. So to make sure, okay, we are getting the value here. So I will start with the console.writeLine and put a dollar. And then okay, go here, application, and whenever we create a service, the first we have to register or configure that service, right? So uh, same similar to weather data service, right? We're gonna use the same concept. Service.add scope. Here the service name is CSV file generator. Yeah, use this one. Okay, we got the service configured here. You go to application. So uh, we may have to add one more. Add read only. We need to create an instance of the CSV file generator. So I'm gonna use CSV file. Okay. Okay. Let's remove the underscore. Okay. We are dependency injection. We should be able to get a copy of the object. Once we have it here, right? So the next piece is right. This method is going to return us the list of. Let's go back here. So oh, okay, we have the value stored yet, but we need to return it back. So we have to change the return type. Let's change the return type as task list of hourly. Okay, and then let's go ahead and return this guy. Okay, return. Okay, the method signature is changed, so I have to go to the interface and update it. Let's go to the interface, do an update. I have to include the project here so that the this this type is available. Okay, it looks like it's good. Okay, okay. Here too, okay. This is of okay, same concept. So it's a batch, right? I would need a reference. So let's copy this one. Go to so yeah, go here. Okay, go to dependency. There is only the services available. I would need a reference of models so that the models can be used. So weather data dot batch. Let's go ahead and add this as a reference. Yeah, you can see it. I think we can actually go to copy the same thing. So we want to keep it consistent. You can create a different name, but I will use the same name using weather data dot models. Right. So yeah. So this method is going to return a list of hourly data, time series data that will be stored here. So dot result will make sure we get the data and get it stored. The next piece is right. So we have access to the CSV object. CSV file generator object. Use this one, call the method generate CSV weather data method, and then pass this value here. Okay. Let's put a breakpoint to make sure, okay, we are getting the values here. So yeah, we'll do a .NET build. Okay, we can fix the. Okay, you want to go ahead and fix it? Yeah, let's go ahead and fix it. So let's go ahead. Okay, this one. Yeah, we're gonna use this statement here, pragma, to fix that one. CS 8618. Okay, this will be done. Here, .NET build. Okay, there are no warnings. Let's press F5, debug it. Let's continue. Okay, there it is. If you go here, so you see that all the data will be stored here. This is the time series value. This is the value. And then we are worried about the temperature. Okay, the temperature. Yep, temperature is available here. So we got the data and then stored it in the model. That's cool. The next piece is right. Our intention is to store the data in a CSV file. For the CSV file, right? For file, there's a FileStream class that provides access, that provides ability to write and read data into the file. So you can go through this article and you can actually familiarize with this. We're going to use the file stream like this and then pass the path of the file, and then I'm going to use a little bit of different syntax. So the file mode, yeah, I'll be using the file mode, and then I will not use the file access. If you need it, you can use it. Otherwise, we can skip it, and then we're going to use the StreamWriter same way, and then write the data into that. It's a simple code snippet. We're going to use it in the same way. So before that, right, so I want to create a couple of constants. The constants, right, provides a way to uh, declare a piece of any value as a constant that's not going to change. This could be a local constant right here, right? If you put as a private, this is the syntax constant, this is the product name, this will never change in the project or in a solution. So it's going to remain as is. So that's where the constant comes into picture. So I'm going to create a file name as a constant, because in this case, right, the file name is not going to change. So we're going to do a private constant string. I'm going to start with this CSV data file path. I'm not going to use a path. I'm just going to use the file name itself. If you have any specific location you want to store the file, you can do it. Otherwise, right, I'll show you where the files will be stored. The files will be usually stored in the location. See, I'm going to bring that location to you so that you can see it. This is the project location, right? So if you go here, go to, this is our main project, right? And say the main project debug. This is where the CSV file will get created. If you want to change it to a different path, you can update this path. Right now, I'm going to leave it right there. This one thing, okay. Let me go ahead and comment it out. Let's start with the uh, using FileStream. FileStream. I'm going to say overwrite, because every time it's going to run, it will overwrite the file. New file stream. It will take two paths. The path of the file with the name, and then there's a file mode, right? I'm going to create file mode dot create. You look at create, right? It says, right, if there is no file, it's going to create a new one. If the file already exists, it will overwrite. That's what we want. We're going to do a overwrite if there is a file exists. If not, we'll create new one. And then we have StreamWriter. StreamWriter, right? In the previous video, when we are, I think in the previous application, right, we were reading the data from the CSV file. We were using StreamReader. In this case, right, we are going to write it, so we're gonna use StreamWriter. This will take a file stream as an input, so we can actually pass this object as an input. This should work. So this one will create a file and then give the access to the file to the StreamWriter. StreamWriter will use that file stream and write data into it. The next one is, right, we have a list, right? The list of values. So we don't want there are a couple of ways to write the list directly into the file system, but we're going to use the traditional approach. We're going to use a loop to iterate the object, and then we can write it into a file. So this is the hourly type item, right? So this is the weather data item it's in this is the for loop. The only thing is, right, there is a field called time here, right? We want to sort the time based on the ascending order. So I'm going to use the order by wd dot time dot toList. Okay, I already have the braces here, so I'll delete it off. Okay, so we're gonna have use the stream writer dot write to write the variable. So every line we write it, right, we have to create a new line. There is a there is a class called environment that provides a property called new line, which returns a slash r or slash n, which represent a new line. So this is needed because, right, each data line should represent a line in the CSV file. Yeah, you can play around, comment this line and test it out. You will see the difference in the output. So I'm going to use this next StreamWriter dot write. I am going to use a method called string.format because I have to format it in a specific way. We are using a CSV, right? As discussed in the previous videos, the CSV is like a comma separated file. All the data will be separated by comma. In this case, right? So I would need uh, we're gonna we would need what? Time, value, and the locations, right? So for the locations, right, I'm going to declare one more constant. In our cases, right, the location is New York. So I'm going to create a variable called location. I'm going to start with the uppercase location, and then New York. Okay. So 1, 2, yeah. In the string.format, always starts with the value of 0. The first value will be the location. The second value will be time. Third will be in this, right, I have a values that I will need just the temperature, so I'll keep it this way. For the time, right, I would need in a specific format, so I'm going to do a toString. The format is, right, I can specify there are, if you go if you do a, yeah, I'll put it on the link in the description. I'll put the link in the description where it provides a different format for date and time. I would prefer this. this date and time for this format. So, okay, and then right at the end of the uh, at the end, so I'm going to print a message saying, okay, this data has been successfully generated. Okay, forecast data file has been successfully generated. Okay, uh, so let's go here to this location. I will not have any CSV file here. Let's run it. So yeah, let's see .NET. Let's do a clear .NET build. Oops, .NET build. Okay, yeah, that's okay, I think. Yeah, you want to fix that? Let's go ahead and fix it. This one. Oh, this one. 8603. Okay, all clear. Yeah, let's go ahead and debug it. So yeah, we should be able to walk through the steps. So let's go here. Get the values, do I have 5? Let's go step out. Yeah, there it is. It created the StreamWriter. You can see, okay, it will have all the information here. Okay, let's put a breakpoint here. Okay, it's still doing this case. Okay, there it is. Do I have 5 here? So let's look at the first item here, right? I got a 9 p.m. and then I got all the values here. And then it's going to create a file, but I can show you the file, but it will be an incomplete file. I think so. Or it could be in a cache. Let's see, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, there it is. So here, right, it created a 0 KB file. Nothing is that. Forecast WeatherData.csproj. Let's go step out. Let's take out the breakpoint. Okay, let's go to debug cancel. Okay, so I think I lost it. Okay. Uh, I think the application is successfully created. I actually ran it twice. Let's go back here. So there it is. Forecast.weatherdata. I can show you that file. Yeah, right. This is how it will look like. Uh, New York, and then the timestamp, and then the temperature data. Only thing missing is right. It's not that readable. So I have to make just one quick change because we need a header. So header is the one that's important. So let's go here. Right before here, let's say string file header. So the first piece is the location, right? The location. The second piece is the date time. So let's say date time. Third piece is the temperature. It's a file header here. So before even the loop begins, I have to write it. StreamWriter. So because the header needs to be written only one time, so I'm going to do this one. So okay. Yep, I added the file header. Let's go ahead and try it out. Let's do a debug. Okay, yeah, I got the file. Forecast data has been successfully generated. Okay, let's go ahead and pull that file. Okay, there it is. Okay, there it is. Location, data, and temperature. Okay, we have successfully completed the application, right? So uh, please go ahead and try it out. If you are able to complete, then it's very good because you were able to learn the web API, file writing, and the dependency injection. That's going to be the very important feature in .NET Core. If you have any questions, then post it in the comment. I'll reply to your comment. Uh, and then all the links will be provided in the description, and then code files will also be link to the code files will also be in the description. That's all I got. uh, Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.